Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Destination Zen. And today, we're going to share with you 6 tips on how to find cheap flights. In this comprehensive video tutorial, we reveal the ultimate guide to help you master budget travel by booking incredible affordable flights. Whether you're a seasoned travel enthusiast or a globetrotting newbie, these money-saving tips and tricks will empower you to explore the world without breaking the bank. Discover how to negotiate the complex world of air travel as we provide you with in-depth insights on securing cheap flights for your next adventure. From insider strategies to lesser-known hacks, we've got you covered. Our expert advice will enable you to navigate through the jargon, locate the best deals, and unlock significant savings in your ticket prices. Let's get started. Tip number 1. Take advantage of positioning flights. A positioning flight is basically adding an extra flight to your itinerary just to save some money. There are several different ways that this can save you money. First, if flights are too expensive to get to your target destination, you can search for cheaper flights that will get you as close as possible. Then, you just stack on an extra budget flight to the end. For example, let's say you live in Detroit and you want to go on vacation to Malta. Prices for your dates in October are $1,021, but if you look in Google Flights Explorer feature, you can see that you can travel to Vienna for just $677. Then, you can hop on a Ryanair flight from Vienna to Malta for just $20 to $30 per direction. So if you wanted, you can stop to Vienna for a couple of days, then get to explore a whole new destination and still save around $300 on flights. This also works on the other end of the flight. Lastly, you can sometimes apply the same principle if you're buying flights with points or miles. Some airlines price their rewards flights based on distance ranges. You may be able to pay less points for your flight if you're willing to take an extra positioning flight that decreases the distance on your main flight. Tip number 2. Less of a tip and more of a myth busted. Many people swear by using incognito mode when searching for cheap flights. They claim that if you don't use incognito mode, then the airlines will track you with cookies and see that you're searching for flights and then increase the prices. However, this is a myth. Airlines don't track your cookies and increase prices based on how many times you search for flights. Tip number 3. Take advantage of airline rules and laws. There are a couple of rules that every traveler should know. The first is the 24-hour rule. This rule states that you can either freeze a price for 24 hours or you can cancel within 24 hours for free and get a refund. Most airlines offer the second option. The requirements for this rule is that the flight needs to be either to or from the US. Book directly with the airline website and the US version of the website, and book more than 7 days before the flight. So, if you meet these requirements and see a killer deal or see a mistake fare, just book it right away without even thinking. Then you'll have 24 hours to figure out if it actually works for you or not. If you wait to figure everything out before you book, you may miss out on the price. The next rules to know are the cancellation rules and the rescheduling rules. Most people dread the thought of cancelled or rescheduled flight, but if you have enough advance notice, it can actually be a blessing in disguise. If an airline cancels or significantly modifies your itinerary, they either have to book you on a new flight or refund you with cash. The benefit for you is that you can choose which flight you want to be rebooked on. So, for example, if you originally booked a red-eye flight in the middle of the night that kind of sucked just because you wanted the cheapest prices, now, you can change the time of your flight and choose one that's earlier in the day or that has less layovers. Another important note is that if you book a non-refundable ticket and it turns out you want to cancel this ticket, instead of calling up the airlines and getting screwed because you have a non-refundable ticket, you can just wait it out and see if the airlines ends up changing the itinerary or canceling it themselves, and then you can get your cash refund. Tip number 4. Use the Goldilocks window. There's no perfect day or date to buy cheap flights, but there is what's called a Goldilocks window, where you're more likely to find better deals. This is 1 to 3 months before a domestic flight or 2 to 8 months before the international flight. And if you're planning to travel during peak seasons like summer or December, you can track on an extra couple of months on top of that. Now, this isn't a guarantee that if you buy flights during this window that you'll get the best prices possible. It's just that during this window, your chances of finding a deal are higher. Tip number 5. Pay your flights with a credit card that offers travel insurance. This may not save you money on the price of the ticket, but it could save you tons of money if something ends up going wrong during the trip. That can include things like trip cancellations, delays, and lost luggage. For example, one time, one of my flights was delayed, which caused me to miss a connection and made me have to stay overnight in a destination. In this case, the airline wouldn't cover the cost of accommodation, so I had to find an accommodation for myself. Luckily, I had a friend in the city, but if I hadn't, this could have cost me well over $100 or $200. By paying for the flight with a credit card that offers insurance for delays and overnight stays, this would have been covered. Tip number 6. Round-trip tickets that originate outside of the US are often cheaper than round-trip tickets between the same destinations that originate inside of the US. This is especially true with European destinations. For example, I just did a quick search for round-trip flights between Detroit and London on random dates. If you start in Detroit, the price is $884, but if you start in London, the price is only $678 for the same dates. That's over a difference of $200. Now, this obviously isn't for everyone, but I thought it was too interesting not to share. To make it work, you'd either have to know ahead of time when you need to take the return leg that leaves the US, or buy a ticket that allows you to change the date of the return leg if necessary, or just have the flexibility to be able to organize your life around whichever return date that you choose. These are just a few tips on how to find cheap flights. By following these tips, you can save a lot of money on your next trip. Bonus tip: sign up for email alerts from airlines and travel websites. This way, you'll be notified when there are sales or special offers on flights. I hope these tips help you find cheap flights for your next trip. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more destination travel guides and tips. And also, let us know in the comments section below what travel destinations and tips you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, keep safe and we'll see you in our next video.